I just restarted it to see. Should be good now. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Streaming's back up for part number 2. That's not going to be absolutely amazing, but yeah, hopefully we don't have any more issues like that. So yeah.
I think XL Cali's on the lap right now through the middle sector. Into chicane, really tricky. He wants to avoid the soft curves. Oh, and he lights it up once again. They seem to be struggling quite a lot on the rears. I think this is due to the fact they're not going really slow on their outlaps. They're really pushing on the outlaps, which is just setting the tire temps really high, and it's just costing them in the middle and last sector. So really, it seems whoever can keep their tires in check has big spin.
Yeah, if damage was on, he'd definitely be out of the session there.
Yeah, lucky for him. I think him and MCR are thanking their lucky stars that damage aren't on today, as he does a bit of lawn mowing across the grass.
Yeah, the two drivers to be caught up by spins with just about 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the session. But the next driver on a lap is going to be Ryan B in the Mercedes. He's coming through turn 9 just now. Yeah, coming through turn 11, once again, very easy to invalidate. He's going to stay well away from track limits, setting a purple middle sector there, it says for me, a 53.4, I think, across the middle sector split. Now coming through the penultimate corner, a little bit of dip there. I'm not too sure how realistic that is, but very easy to lock up just because of that. Now coming through the final corner, going down to third gear, and then you want to be going up to fifth gear for the best traction possible. He's going to be derating, though, before he opens up the DRS. Across the line, it's going to be P6. Not too bad, 14.9. I'm sure a lot of people can either go faster than that, and Ryan B will definitely have to try and improve on that lap time if he wants to stay there in P6. I believe the next driver on a lap is TTG Storm.
I think Sam's about to cross the line from the last corner now. He backs off, I think, a little bit there. He's also another one on the mediums. He does a 15.7. Not too bad on the mediums, to be honest, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he goes out on a set of softs or if he's just going to stick to the mediums. Like, the softs are really bad in the race, as you probably know, temps, so mediums is probably the best tire to start on, but they're just really slow to start the race, which makes it not the ideal strat to start on.
Yeah, Jav is going to be the next one across the line. He's going to go into P7. He's going to replace Ryan B there in the Mercedes. So a decent lap there from the Williams driver. The next driver across the line is going to be Alpha in the McLaren. He improves by 2.5 tenths. And then Ramp across the line. He does a 14.8. That might have been invalid or the end of an outlap. Another victim of invalid laps and spins. MCR, he crosses the line on the 15.7, but it is invalid. The next driver, I believe, is MCR's Ferrari teammate Marty. Is actually came into the pits because he invalidated him.
Yeah, I think Ram's the only person on a lap as he goes through turn 4. He takes it really cautious. He got that was got a McLaren in the way there, going up the hill into the chicane now. How will he take it? Is he going to attack the curbs? Not really. No, he's really cautious through there. Now into the twisty second sector. If you mess up one corner here, your whole sector is ruined. He's taking it really cautious, I have to say. He's not really pushing at the moment as he goes through turn 9. Make sure not to invalidate. It's purple middle sector. I don't think it is. I think that's the gain, just being Codemasters, really. And yeah, 2 more corners to go. Tricky left-hander. Navigates it quite well, actually. Now the final corner. Is his tyre still in check, or is he going to get massive understeer? He seems okay, to be fair. Again, though, not really pushing the absolute limit. I think he just wants to get a lap on the board, and it's a...
Ooh.
I say he wasn't pushing, and he puts it on pole. It's a 14.1. Really nice lap. On board, he looked like a bit messy. He didn't look like he was fully committed, but nonetheless, really good lap by him, and puts some provisional P1 at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Ghost Recon, the first person to set a lap in the session, he's up by 3.5 tenths. This could put him into the top 10, and most definitely will put him into the top 10. Ooh, actually not. I lost a little bit of time there in the final sector. He will go 16 thousandths behind the McLaren of Camke in P10. So Ghost Recon, the first one to start on the fresh tires, that is a really good spot for the race in just around 10 minutes. The Mercedes of Jordan coming to the pits because he invalidated, I think, United Bosnia is going to be the next one on the lap. I was doing a few 5-lappers with him earlier on in the week, and he was was really quick. He was faster than me at some circuits, but he's going to go P2, just about a tenth behind Ramp and the Alfa Romeo on current provisional pole position. So yeah, good front row there for Ramp and Bosnia.
Yeah, and United Bosnia, who was in Division 5 last season, he seems to be settling in quite well to the new division, Division 4. He seems to be well up to the task of matching it with these guys, so it's really nice to see. As I think everyone now is on a cool down right now, just waiting, preparing for their last runs. Majority of people are in the pits. I think saying that though, I think Kieran's on a lap right now through turn 3. Let's see. Oh, again, I'm not gonna say he's not pushing, but it's looking a bit slow. Yeah, he's not on a hot lap. He's definitely on an in lap. He's on 0 ERS as well. So yeah, I think everyone now is just in the pits. So it's a bit of a waiting period at the moment.
Yeah, Brandon in the Racing Point just beginning a lap as well as his Racing Point teammate, and Sam starting a lap as well. I believe United Bosnia is coming through the third sector just now to come into the pit lane. So yeah, I think the next person, or the closest person to finishing a lap, is going to be Goldie, but he's invalidated, even though through the first sector he was matching his time. So let's go on board with Brandon. He's going to be the closest one to finishing a lap. He's coming through turn 5 right now, and not going to be braking for the chicane, just around 50 meters. Looks pretty decent, not going to be tacking the curbs as much as you really want to. You want to be all the way to the right here for turn 8, and not going to be doing that now coming through turn 9. Again, you can use all the track limits you want. You really have to commit at the Hungaroring circuit. Now coming through turn 11. Look pretty decent. Use more track limits than than other people have, but careful not to invalidate. Now coming through turn 12 looked pretty decent. You don't want to be using too much inside curve, going a little bit deep through turn 13, but trying to get that run out of the corner, but it's actually going to pull into the pit lane.
Yeah, I think Marty maybe is on a lap. No, Marty's on the start lap. I think Sam's coming across the line now to finish his hot lap on the softs. Be interested to see where it's going to put him. It puts him second, 14-2. It's really, really close between second, third, and fourth. Just a few 700 separating second to fourth. So fine margins here in D4.
Yeah, very, very close. It seems that we have picked a very, very good so far throughout most of the field, if not all of the field. Now Marty coming through turns 8 and 9. Looks pretty decent from the Ferrari driver right now. He is in P9, so just 2 spots off of getting fresh tires, but I want to see if he could be able to improve, but he's not. He was up by 3.5 tenths coming through turn 12, but turn 11. Sorry about that, but sadly invalidated for him, so he's going to have to try and come to the pit lane and maybe go up for another one. He should have enough time to do it, so that's good for him. He's getting out of the way.
He had a spin, yeah, he's had a little spin there at the last corner. Not the first time we've seen a Ferrari in the wall in the second last corner.
Yeah, I believe that was his teammate just a little bit earlier on in the session. I think both Mercs are on a lap right now, so Jordan is going to be the first one to cross the line. He's up by a tenth and a little bit coming across the middle sector split. Going to miss the apex of turn 12 just a little bit, so maybe making a mistake. Maybe he's overheated the tires too much coming into this final sector, which is the second most crucial sector on the circuit, but it is going to be the last one, so tires are going to be on the very edge of grip and overheating, derating once again. Most people not turning down their ERS, it seems, but he's lost half a tenth through that final sector, so maybe braking a little bit late for turn 12 has lost him the time that he needed to maybe go up into P7 or maybe even P6 and maybe find himself in that top 5. The next driver across the line is going to be TTG Storm. He was on he's in P7 currently on a 1:14.628. He was on the mediums earlier on in the session. Let's see what he can do. Coming through the final corner right now, opening up the DRS across the line for the Alpha Tower. It's going to be P6. He improves by a tenth and a half, but only finds himself up 1 position. Ryan B across the line now. He improves by 4.5 tenths. He replaces Storm in that P6. So that's a great lap there from the Mercedes. Both Mercedes inside the top 10. The McLaren of Alpha crossing the line. He improves by 4.5 tenths. He's going to stay in P15 though. So as we get to the end of this session with about 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, starting to close up in these gaps.
Definitely. One driver now who's a bit lower than I thought would be is Cam K, of course, the D5 winner, D5 champion last season. Only down in 13 at the moment. I feel like he's got a bit more than that in him, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do on his final run. But yeah, really close quality at the moment. No one really pulling away. As Ghost Recon retires, that's the end of his qualifying. He must not have enough time to get back out. But yeah, I think Kamke has a lot more to go, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do on his final run.
Yeah, Goldie coming through turn number 13 just now. He was down on his time coming through the middle sector split, so let's see if he can find any time in the third sector. A little bit wide there out of the final corner. He does need to find around 400s, but he loses 2/10 through those final 3 corners, so that's not good for him. Maybe pushing too hard, trying to get that time back. It didn't quite work out for him. Excel Cali in P17 right now. He's on the mediums, though, so he's just crossed the line of a 15. He goes into P16 on the mediums. I'm not too sure if that's really what he wanted from his session. That's going to be, unless he does one more lap, that should be the final lap for him as Storm retires in the pit lane. One of the Williams crossing the line. I believe that was Jav. And then the Alfa Romeo. We have a spinner, MCR, for the second time in the session. Spins through turn 11. His Ferrari teammate just in front of him was getting out of the way. He's looking for the Haas. It's Vagabonds, who is on an outlap, so he's pushing to try and get to the line. Had to do his final lap.
Calvin, during all that, yeah. Calvin went P2 with 14-1. It's ridiculously close right now. From 5th to 1st, just over a 10th and a half. It is really close, and it's great to see.
Yeah, it is. Hoping for a very competitive season for Season 5 here in Division 4. The Red Bull of United Bosnia, I believe. No, it's not. It's Cali. Who is not on the lap, so it's going to be the Racing Point of Brandon, who just crossed the third sector split. He was up by a 10th and a half. This could put him up into P9, or right now he is in that 9th position. Let's see if he can find any more time, maybe get into that top 5. He'll have to find around 4/10, 2.5 in this final sector. It'll be quite the task, but the Racing Point out of the final corner, opening up the DRS across the line. He's going to go into P8. He found just a little bit of time, just a few thousandths in that final sector, but Major Falcon, who's invalidated and not on a lap, the Alpha Tower of Kieran, he's going to be the next one across the line, but he is backed off, maybe even doing his final lap. But Kamke, Division 5 champion, up by 5/10 across the middle sector split. This has been a very good lap for him so far in the McLaren. Now coming through the final corner, he's not overheated the tires too much, using all of the final corner that he wants. He's going to go a provisional pole position by 6/100ths of a second. That's a great lap there from him. United Bosnia, he's crossed the line. He's not going to improve. Marty improved by a 10th, but doesn't go up any positions, I don't think. The Haas of Vagabonds, he's going to replace Excel Cali for the battle of the two on the medium tires. And then the Alfa Romeo Frosty Calvin, who is not on the lap. Sam, he doesn't improve. He was down by half a second. And then the last one to cross the line, I believe, is going to be Jab, but he has pulled into the pit lane to finish this qualifying session.
Wow. I predicted it. I did say keep an eye out on Cam, and he delivered with a 14-0 on his last run. I think he found 9/10s. Was it 9/10s he found on that lap? Ridiculous by the D5 champion. And he's really shown, I may have been D5 champion, but I can be D4 champ as well. That's a really good lap. Feels so close. Really close. Top 12, top 11 separated by just over 5/10s. Ridiculous.
Yeah, so Cam Ken, love to see that an American, or at least an American in the game, is on pole position. He's going to be ramp, filling out the second row. Alfa Romeo, 2-3 for them, and then it's going to be Sam T in 4th position in the Racing Point. Didn't quite catch the rest of the grid, but I can go through. It's going to be Bosnia, Major Falcon, Goldie, Ryan B, Brandon, and TTG Storm, the top 10 for this first preseason race, and then it's going to be Kieran in the second, Alpha Tower, P11, so he's going to get that first choice of fresh tires, and it's going to be Jordan, Marty, and Jav, the top 14. I didn't quite catch the rest of the grid, but yeah, shaping up to be a good race for D4.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see now if the people from 11th below with the free choice of tires, will they go on to mediums or the hards? I doubt anyone in the top.
Ooh.
Oh, as Kamke has been disconnected. Hopefully we can get him back in before the race starts, the pole sitter. But yeah, from 11 downwards, I don't expect any of them to be on softs. Softs aren't the greatest race tire here, so I expect them to go into mediums, maybe hards, but I think majority of them will go on to mediums to start the race on, and then finish on a set of hards. That's what I do anyway. We'll see what these guys do.
Yeah, D4 just a little bit unpredictable. Yeah, KMK saying I've got pole position. That's all I needed to do for these 2 preseason races before the beginning of season 5. But yeah, hopefully we can get it back. He can prove his race pace to the rest of the provisional D4 grid. As yes, he has just joined back, so he's gonna have a little bit of time to take back control of his car. But yeah, we're gonna get those tires up on the screen right now. So yeah, as you mentioned, actually no. Everybody
Yeah, well, a couple.
yeah, everyone outside the top 10 except for Jordan and Ghost Recon are all in the mediums. Those 2 outliers are going to be going for the soft tires, so hoping to make up a few positions early, maybe get into the top 10. And I'm not sure if they're going to have fresh tires because I'm sure a few of them will have done laps on those on that set of soft tires. So once again, just looking to make up positions. Jordan hoping to make up at least one on Kieran in front of him, and he can get onto the back of that train of the top 10 on the soft tires, and I'm guessing pitting around lap 4 or 5.
Yeah, considering there's no damage here, you can get away with pitting a bit earlier. In normal circumstances, I'd say 6, 7, but due to the fact there's no damage, so you can't get a punch or anything like that. 4, 5 or 6, maybe between 4 and 6, I'd say. We'd expect some people to come in as the tires start to really overheat and really lose performance. So I think that'd be the pit window for the softs. For the mediums, I think, depending on what strategy they're going to go with, I'd say anywhere between 12 and 15 maybe for the mediums.
Yeah, anywhere around there. You're going to want to try and get the best of those medium tires before you go into the hard, because they can make it to the end from wherever you decide to pit onto the soft tires. So you should have no tire worries going into this race if you're outside the top 10. That is not Jordan and Ghost Recon, as Alpha and Backbones have unfortunately had some contact on the formation lap, so they will be moved into their grid slots just a little bit earlier than everyone around them. But yeah, MCR is coming into his final grid slot for P19 for his first preseason race. I'm not sure if Camp K is here. His car's still ghosted. But yeah, we're going to get those lights on in just a few moments.
Hopefully the lobby's not glitched.
Hopefully.
I think this was due to Cam K coming back during quali. He might have to leave and then rejoin once the race has started, unfortunately for him. But yeah, that'd be my guess, considering that is a glitch within the game, so that's what I'm expecting to happen.
Yeah, everyone going to be sitting on the grid. Their tires are going to get very cold. The front runners much more so, because they've been sitting on the grid for the longest amount of time. But people at the back of the field on the medium tires, they're going to be really struggling with tire times right at the beginning of this race, because they did sit on the grid for that. Oh, I just got an error in my game.